getting ready for Texas Tech. They play tonight, so we talked a little bit about them. Watched some film from last night, and tried to get better in some things. Defensive assignments, most importantly, things that we need to improve on, and got some shots up, and free throws. Shot a lot of free throws, and so. That's what we spent today doing. Everybody was pretty good. Lamar's had this little Achilles thing. He didn't practice the day before our last game, and seemed to flare up a little bit today. So he said he felt fine yesterday in the game, but that's pretty much where we are as far as health.
What kind of challenge is it when you have a tournament like this? You're looking at 3 or 4 different teams. Is that hard preparing, not knowing who you're going to face, in the second game or?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's different, but we've always said we assign a coach to each team, and we scout them like we're definitely playing them, and then obviously we have to make that decision once the winner or loser comes about. So. You just look at it as the same thing, and then when you have shorter amount of time, I have a shorter amount of time to prepare for it, and our team does as well. But you focus on the first one, the one you're playing, and put all your emphasis in that. So I think we keep it simple, but there's going to be a short turnaround in that second game, no question.
The short amount of time that I had of watching Texas Tech, I thought I saw a little bit of zone. Were you prepared for that at all?
I haven't watched a lot of them. I'm going to go watch them here tonight. I watched them the other night when they played Texas Southern. I'm going to watch them. I watched a little bit this morning. I haven't watched every game, so anticipate them playing some zone, and we've seen zone all year long, so we'll see some, I'm sure. But we'll prepare for everything. Right now, we've got everything in that we could see.
When you look at a typical Tubby Smith team, what do you think?
I guess it's interesting. I never really played against. We've never played against one of his teams, as I think about it now. And but man to man is what I've always heard, and physical, hard nosed defense, and unselfish teams at the same time. So I think that's what it seemed like. The times I've watched the Texas Tech this year, they've been a physical team and good size and good strength, and older guys that look like too.
So, I was just going to say, I know it's early, but has he put his stamp on that program already?
I think so. Yeah, by the way they've been playing, yeah, I think so. I think they're playing hard-nosed defense, and they seem to be sharing the ball, running the sets and into their offense. I think so. I mean, I think he's going to do a great job. I mean, I think he's they've obviously got to rebuild in a lot of ways, but I think he's excited about the opportunity.
Well, last night you got some points out of DeRon Johnson, but you guys talked about stuff that he does more beyond just shooting. Is that what he worked on in the off season? Is all the other stuff?
I don't know so much in the off season. We've kind of seen it evolve as we started in the fall, maybe some in the summer, but just penetrating, making a couple passes, a couple other plays. I think he's gotten better defensively. I certainly don't think that was something he did on his own at home or anything, but I think he just has a better understanding what we're trying to do. Rebounding better. I mean, that was a big thing for us last year, that we were trying to get him to rebound better for a guy his size. He's more athletic right now. He just seems more comfortable. And, I know he's going to be a guy that's going to have some days where he's making shots and some days where he's not, but I do feel more comfortable with him in there if he's not doing that, because I do think he can help us in other ways. Rebounding is one. The offensive glass, he's been going to that. And I think he's making pretty good decisions and getting other guys' shots. He's a good post feeder, too. He does feed the post.
How big is it to have a guy that can light it up like that, 15, maybe come in and give you 15 off the bench?
No, it's critical, and I think it's an ideal role for him at this point. I think, I think he doesn't. I don't think he feels pressure, or I think he knows that he can. He's an important part of what we're doing. He's usually the first guy in there, and I think he knows. That we have confidence in him. But we continue to stress the other things that he does, and not get caught up, focus solely on a guy that can make going to shoot some shots. I mean, he's going to take a bad shot. I understand that, you know, it just can't be you know, 2 in a row. You know, I mean, that's what he's got to recognize and you know, get a little better feel. But you know, he's doing a lot of other good things for us.
Is he a versatile guy? Can you move him at the 3,
Well,
4?
you know what? He's playing really just the 3. We're using Lamar to be the guy to kind of, you know, play all positions type thing. So yeah, I looked at it both and thought, but you know what? It's just going to be rather have them all moving around. He's probably going to just stay the 3. I guess he could, you know, guard a 4, guard a 2. So he is guarding 2s, he is guarding 3s, guarding 4s at times. So you know, I think. I guess we know when guys are in what position he's going to be at, and he's been the guy that's going to have to move the least. Let's put it that way. So, you know, rather than have them all move, you can't have them all move. Sometimes stay at one spot, and he's going to be the one.
Headed into the first road trip, new for the young guys especially, do they kind of lean to the older guys who've been around? How do they get adjusted?
I don't know. I mean, they've all been traveling all their lives playing basketball. I think they're all excited to go, and this is a neutral court game, so I don't know that it becomes too much of a change for them. But I think they're excited. I mean, you know, you get, you know, I think you have situations where, you know, we've played well, and yet they, you know, they still are constantly hearing what we could do better. And so, you know, I just think they're looking for another opportunity to improve. We've improved in a lot of areas. Offensively, I think we've consistently gotten better. But defensively, you know, the zone's been good for us at times. Our man is not, you know, where it needs to be. And though obviously it's been good for a half, and the other night it was good. But you know, I think you know, it's being able to adjust and recognize a hot hand too, and you know, change. I mean, and adapt and improve as the game goes on. And you know, we had a guy that was going for a career high, and we didn't seem to recognize that in last night's game. So, granted, we were focused on stopping McKnight and keeping him under control, but you know, you also got to recognize when another guy's, you know, going for 20 points.
We saw Michael step out. We saw Jamel step out, hit 3s. Is that going to be something we'll cultivate over the you know, I mean, or is that? I mean, something once the ACC starts, you're not necessarily going to want to see much.
No, they're both good shooters. I mean, that's what I've been excited about. I mean, I really think that they are guys that can you know, allow us. We've in the recent years we've been playing with more of a 4 that doesn't stretch the defense, and they do it in a variety of ways. Both can put it down on the floor. Both can really shoot. And also, both are very good passers, and we haven't had that, and in a little bit. So, that is a huge difference for, I think, your offense, and I think it makes you harder to guard, and I think we're seeing that right now.
You were sort of the lone wolf at the ACC meetings, talking about how, you know, it's nice that everyone wants to call your conference the best, but they got to go out and win games.
Yeah.
I mean, early on, you know,
now they're writing the articles, right?
It's early on, it's sort of been a struggle for your league. I mean, like last night, NC State lost to somebody. I mean, is that what you were talking about? You got to go out and win. You got to win these games and keep winning.
Yeah, I mean, I know when we came together in the Big East, we say, oh boy, we could be pretty good, and when they came together, but it wasn't like we made that statement when it all happened, and eventually it evolved, and teams, I thought, you know, whatever, it seemed like teams rose to the level, and it made everybody else. We were, you know, I think teams were getting better players, and they were putting more into their programs, and it just fed upon itself, you know, and I think, and that's what I've always said was going to happen to the ACC, and so it's, you know, it seems like we've had some losses in the non-conference, you know, which we've had before in the Big East too, but you know, I think you know, I'm probably one that would probably like to, you know, like to see things happen before we start making proclamations, I guess. And so, you know, but I do think it doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in the Big East, just from my experience, and we got better. We got better. We took we gradually got better each year. I think to a point, and I think some other ones. I think Marquette, Villanova. We all got we made each other better, and Louisville wasn't Louisville, and then all of a sudden they had a long history, obviously, but they weren't winning national championships the first couple of years in our conference. They actually didn't make the turn. They got a losing record in their first year. So I think it's easy to say, harder to do.
Well, just along those lines, you also said that there's a lot of programs that are first-year coaches, second-year coaches.
Yeah.
And that's probably part of what we're seeing, too, with some of these. It's hard to get out of the gate sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's some programs. I mean, I said that from the first meeting I had 2 years ago, and I hadn't really, you're in the middle of your season, and you're just after your season. When I went to the first ACC meeting, and when I looked around, and I was one of the older guys there, that was a new experience for me, and there was it was, but that was starting to happen in the Big East too. So, but I didn't anticipate that until I actually sat in the room with all the coaches.
You play just about all your players so far in every game this season. How deep do you plan on going against these more competitive teams?
Well, I think that's remains to be seen. I mean, you just just hope you can get stay healthy and stay out of foul trouble. But that's not going to happen. And you're going to be playing. We have 10 guys that we anticipate playing, and I would say there's a good chance that they're all 10 are going to play. And given the situation, there may be some games where it doesn't, and it's going to play less. But I think maybe a game where they don't all play. I would say at this point more games than not that all 10 would play, just based on injuries and foul trouble.
Going back to New York, but it's a little different.
Yeah, it's first time. Well, I was in there for the draft for Steve last year, so I was in the arena, not in a game setting. But yeah, it was the first time I was there, and excited. And we're staying at the Brooklyn Marriott, which I've stayed in many times when recruiting out there. But it'll be exciting. I mean, everybody says what a nice arena it is. I think it's again. We've obviously played all the games we could in Madison Square Garden, and this I think when we signed up for it, I think the event was in New Jersey. So we thought we were going to be going to New Jersey again, and then obviously the switch to Brooklyn, and so it's great. But we anticipate, as we're working on it pretty much every year, as I look down the road, that we're going to be in New York exempted tournaments. They're the best ones, and the best opponents, the best TV, and for us the best location. So I anticipate that. That's where we're going for the next foreseeable future, except for the Maui one, obviously next year.
Do you and some of the assistant coaches and Cam and Lamar and Talib, do you look at Jamel and you compare him to Nasir Robinson at all?
I wouldn't say no. I mean, they're playing the same position in some ways.
And they look exactly like.
Yeah, I think their skills are different skill set. I wish we could. I like some of the things that Jamel brings to the table, but I also like to bring in some of the attributes that Nasir had too as well. And Nasir won a lot of games for us. Played through a lot of injuries, especially his senior year. I mean, the guy got his knee drained twice a week. Pretty remarkable, and kept playing. So. I think Jamel gives a little bit. The guy can shoot the ball, shoot for free throw line, extend with three. Jamel, we needed Jamel to be the defender Nas was, but Nas, took some time at his freshman year too.